Hello and warm welcome to everyone joining us today. I'm your host Dalvinder Kaur from lovely Professional University. So let's dive into today's topic, fuel your tech dreams with the MERN Stack, the hottest full stack trend. Before we proceed further, allow me to introduce the experts of the day. Ms. Nahita Patania, Assistant Professor, School of Computer Science and Engineering, Lovely Professional University. With over 10 years of experience in teaching and research in computer science, she brings a deep expertise in programming, machine learning, and cloud computing. So now I would like to introduce Mr. Vikas Kumar also in this webinar. Welcome, Mr. Vikas Kumar. He is a MERN Stack developer mentor. He specializes in building scalable web applications, ensuring seamless user experiences and robust backend integration. He has successfully trained 1,200 plus students in MERN Stack development and more. Before we proceed further in today's session, I would like to request everyone for any questions. You can write in the chat box or in the Q&A box, and same will be addressed from my side in the end of this webinar. Now I'm going to hand over this session to our experts, Ms. Nahita Patania and Mr. Vikas Kumar, and it would be an absolute delight to listen from them. Over to you both.
Okay. Good morning, first of all, and thank you, Mr. Dalvinder, for the lovely introduction. And welcome to this session, all of you. So today's agenda will be, so for what purpose we have gathered today is to discuss the hottest trend, that is MERN Stack, and why it is hottest trend. So before we start, first I would like to give a light on what is MERN. Then we'll move forward. Okay, so I'll use my pen tab for that. Okay, so then I'll move on to the coming part of this particular seminars. Okay, so first, before we start, I just want you to understand what is MERN. Then we'll start that why it is in trend, right? First, you have to know what is MERN, right? Then, first of all, I'll just dissect those terms for you. Then we'll move on while we proceed in the session. First, M will be stand for MongoDB. Just for now, just listen. That is MongoDB. That comes under database part. Okay, perfect. Then E goes with Express.js. Okay, and R goes with React, and N goes with Node.js. Right. So this is the terminology that is, now you have actually gathered the point that this MERN Stack is not a single technology. This is the combination of four technology, that is MongoDB, Express.js, React.js, and Node.js. And now we will be talking why it is in trend. What is the meaning of trend? Nowadays you see one reel or one post continuously in your feed of Instagram, right, or your YouTube shorts, and while you are watching that particular reel, that particular theme will be coming over and over to you. That is called trend. But why this trend is getting connected to MERN Stack or JavaScript? So for that particular purpose, I'll just directly show you one stat from my side. So I'll not pick the stat. I'll just show you the stat from one tab. So I have just keep it for you guys already installed. That I have searched for Stack Overflow, that most popular technologies, right? So Stack Overflow is a website. If you don't know, this is a kind of god for developers. Before the Chat GPT and all the AI tools came into picture, while we were into our BTech program, when we were learning the coding part, the Stack Overflow was go-to resources for solving any bugs, to find any pointers to solve our problems, right? So I have searched that what are the most popular technologies in 2024 previous year. So when you see the graph, when you see what multiple technology that means ranked here. So first, this is all respondent. That means on an average. So now you can see on an average, 62.3% all respondent has responded the best most popular technology has been used as JavaScript. Okay, I'll come to that why JavaScript, right? Then move on to the professional developers. Professional developer means developers like myself and other staff that is being in the industry for so long have been developed multiple solutions for the companies and multiple kind of organization. So with the professional developer also, the most popular technology and the language has been JavaScript, that is 64.6. then then come to your audience, like you guys student that is about to enter into BTech or BCA or whatever particular degree or graduation you want to pursue, right? So for that particular audience, when you see the first one is Python, is still in the top 5. 60.4% of the student or the guys who is about to learn code, about to interact with any programming language, in the first top 3 language is JavaScript. That means with the 60.4% graph. Then others coder, when you come other code, that means these are now not a student, not a professional developer, some freelancers or some other parties, other coders. When you see that graph, is still 51% of the other coders has been interested in JavaScript. Now question arises, this 51%, that 60%, then 64%, then 62.3%, what do you call? If 100% or 100 solutions or 100 samples, 62 to 63% of the solution is coming from JavaScript. Now I'll come back to my pen tab, that if 64% on an average is JavaScript, then can we call JavaScript is a trend? Yes, we can. So what does trend means? As I already described, what does trend means? Trend means the thing that is appearing again and again onto your life, onto your feed, or onto your career. So 60% of the time, 60% of the space of the market and the technology has been gathered by JavaScript. Now, why we are talking about JavaScript? We were discussing MERN, right? The topic is hottest trend MERN stack. But you will have to realize everything that you are going to learn in MERN stack is originated from JavaScript. So when JavaScript came into picture, I believe in 1995, when JavaScript came into picture, first that was not JavaScript, that was named as Mocha, M-O-C-H. Yes, it is not a drink's name. It's a JavaScript's previous name, previously known as Mocha, currently known as JavaScript. Then from 1995, from 1995 till 2025, around 30 years in this particular journey, JavaScript is still covering 64% of the targeted audience in technology department. That is called trend. That is called, the Gen Z term is called aura. The language aura, the aura of this language is so vast that is still after 30 years, 20, 25 years, JavaScript is still covering and taking leverage of 64% of the industry. And companies like, why this trend, why it is hottest trend? Companies like Meta, Uber, Airbnb, Pinterest, Instagram, like PhonePe, Razorpay, these kind of companies also using JavaScript uh, leverages, that are utilizing JavaScript in their development. Now, how they are utilizing JavaScript in their particular technology and particular solution? So they are not utilizing directly JavaScript. Now I'm moving from JavaScript, from parent, to the topic that we are having today, that is MERN Stack, right? So companies like Airbnb, Meta, previously known as Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest, these are the kind of big companies that you target as a student or as an engineer, right? These companies are utilizing JavaScript in such a way that they can solve problem. And why they are picking JavaScript? They are not picking JavaScript because it is popular. This company makes language popular. This company doesn't follow trend. Let me tell you, right? So these company are picking JavaScript over any other language because that particular language is flexible. What is this language? This language is very flexible. And the term in the industry is like that, that most dumbest language is JavaScript. And this is kind of a joke, but in the industry, the most flexible language is also JavaScript. You can call it a dumb, you can call it a flexible, but when it comes to agility, when it comes to flexibility, when it comes to providing multiple solutions for single problem using different method, you call JavaScript, you rely on JavaScript. And sometimes as a developer, as a new developer starting your career into that particular JavaScript field, we directly do not use any framework or library for that. We use pure JavaScript, that is called vanilla JavaScript, vanilla JS. Vanilla means pure JavaScript. So whenever you are starting your career, you will be dealing in pure JavaScript. And when you are comfortable with pure JavaScript, like DOM manipulation, right, events handling, function, callbacks, these kind of concept, when you are done with that, then you utilize frameworks, leverages. What are frameworks and what are libraries? So library is combination of functionality. So for example, if you are making tea, let's take an example. The best example is tea. You are making a tea and there is a certain process of making a tea, right? And what if you are making tea for so long that first I'll add milk, then I'll tea, and these the process will continuously running. But when you are master at making tea, when you are master at making tea, that I can blindly, if you are putting cloth on my eye, I can still make the combination of best tea. Then comes the premix. Then you know how to make tea, but you want a fast process. So tea making taking, for example, 15 minutes. But now I know how to make tea, but I want that tea should be done in 2-3 minutes, right? Then concept of premix came into picture, right? So nowadays premix is in very trend, that you just take that premix and mix into the hot butter and shake it and tea is ready, right? So premix is the same thing that tea is the process. They will be adding milk, they will be adding tea leaves, they will be adding ginger and everything, but in a paste format or in a powder format. But that's what goes with libraries. So when you are comfortable with JavaScript, when you are aware that how to utilize JavaScript 100%, then you go with frameworks and library. So library is certain combination of functionality that you can utilize to solve single problem, like functions. So what is function? Function is a piece of code that you can write one time and you can call them anywhere whenever you require them, right? So same goes with library. So library comes with certain functionalities within inbuilt feature. You can call that feature into your project or into your application and you can utilize that functionality, right? Then first thing is library, second thing is framework. So what is the difference between libraries and framework? So library is only certain functionality, 2 3 functionality combining together solving one problem. But what is framework? Framework is a vast form of library. That frameworks is generally known for scratch to scratch, yani end to end development. So in any framework, when you call something a framework, that means you can utilize the technology end to end, from building from front end to back end, from integrating API to database. You can only utilize single technology. If that technology is vast enough to help you with full stack development, that particular thing known as framework, right? So now you have understood what is vanilla JS, what is library, and what is framework, right? So now I'll just dive into MERN Stack, that why it is in trend, why this is hottest trend that we are considering, right? So let's keep this MongoDB database aside for a minute. Now let's this particular thing. Let's discuss this ERN. So first in ERN, I'll discuss React. So as I already told you, React is something that is popular from 2011-12 when it came into picture, right? From that particular point of time, React never gone out of trend. Companies like Meta, Instagram, Pinterest, Airbnb, Uber, these kind of companies which pays a huge amount to the engineers use these libraries and framework based on JavaScript known as React. So React is something that came into picture in 2011, introduced by Meta, right? So initially when React came into picture, it was a library. What is library? Yes, it is a combination of feature. So Meta introduced React as a problem solver. It was a function, it was a component, or it was a combination of technology that was solving a problem, right? But when Meta realized that this particular technology has a potential. So why not it should be open source? Why it should not be gone into the audience that student and other developers can utilize as well? So Meta created library. So React, then known as library, but nowadays React has uh, expanded itself in such a way. So nowadays React is working like a framework, right? So framework means you can utilize end-to-end development with React.js. So to understand React, to utilize React, you have to know JS part, because everything that you are learning in MERN Stack or full stack development is originated from JavaScript, right? So React.js is a library of introduced by Meta based on JavaScript concept to solve problem of DOM manipulation, efficient DOM manipulation, state management, right? And one problem was ghost messaging problem. You can search it out after the seminar that what is ghost messaging problem that Meta was countering using this React feature. Then Node. Let's realize Node. So what is Node and why we require Node? Again, this is called Node.js and this is called React.js. So everything in the suffix is having JS. That means everything that you are learning in MERN Stack will be originated from JS. So whether you want to learn Express, whether you want to learn React.js or Node.js, you have to have fundamentals done for JavaScript or vanilla JS. So now when you come with Node.js part, so React generally used for UI development. What is UI? That means front end. That means client side. So React generally used for UI development on client side, but website that is a combination of front end and back end, right? That is called full stack website. That is called full web application. So you will be having a UI. That means you will be having a front end. Then you will be having a back end as well. So to write backend to utilize server's capability, we introduce Node.js, right? Node.js is an open source library, right? Basically, Node.js is just a combination of C++. Node.js was an environment that is called JS engine wrapped with C++ functionalities or libUB's libraries of C++ that is called Node.js. Node.js is nothing but an environment to run JavaScript. If you are simply running JavaScript, that means vanilla JavaScript, you still require Node.js. Why? Node.js provides environment to run JavaScript. So whenever you want to run JavaScript on server side, right? So currently with React, what we were doing, we were utilizing JavaScript only on client side. That means only on the front end. But now I want that I could write same code using the same language on the server side. So then I'll be requiring what? An environment to write code that can be written onto the server side. For that particular problem, we introduce Node.js. Thus, Node.js allow us to write code on client side as well and the server side as well. And the previous and the primary task of the Node.js was to create servers for connection between front end and back end. You already know that we require servers to get data, right? So Node.js was the main reason. Node.js had the primary task of creating a server. And how they were creating a server? Utilizing Windows functionality, that means our network functionality of HTTP, that is called Hypertext Transfer Protocol, right? So using HTTP's functionality, what is HTTP? Is transfer protocol of networking that we can transfer data into packets, right? When you come into BTech or technical any domain, you will be learning that in computer network, what is HTTP, what is HTTPS, what is UDP and TCP, right? So it is just for now, just learn that HTTP is a transfer protocol that used to transfer data from one point to another point, right? So that particular HTTP was helping us to send request from front end to back end, right? So now we have done the front end part. We have written the server that can send the request from front end to back end. Now, why we require this E that is called Express.js? Now, I'll tell you one fun fact. Node.js and Express are the kind of similar thing. They do the similar task. in a different fashion. So in Node.js, the traditional method was to write server using HTTP protocols. Agreed? And in this HTTP, there were multiple predefined methods like create servers, request response. There were the multiple method that was given by the HTTP to create server. But there was a problem in Node.js or HTTP server creation using traditional method, that we have to handle all the things by ourselves only. They were just providing functionality. Each and everything from end to end has to taken care in the developer's end. But that is not possible when you are building a large scale application. That doesn't possible. That is not surely possible that you can handle all the functions and all the handlers using your capabilities. So what is the benefit of having a server that cannot handle this problem by your own, right? Then we have to uh, put manual effort by ourselves to handle those kind of functionality. That was the main issue with Node.js. Then, using this particular Node.js capability itself, we wrapped and we introduced one feature or one framework called Express.js. So Express.js is nothing. Express.js just a framework based on Node.js method, that is HTTP and some other FTP as well, FS module as well. So these Express.js is just a wrapper kind of a clone kind of Node.js with additional feature that solve only single problem. What is that single problem? That you do not have to handle the handler function by yourself now. Everything and each and every functionality will be taken care by the Node Express.js itself. That was the main feature. So the problem was only in Node.js was that we have to handle all the things by myself, but in the Express.js, that particular problem was solved. So we have discussed React, Node, and Express. Now came to MongoDB. So we are having front end, we are having back end, that is server. Now, where we store the data? So for example, we are having e-commerce where we will be storing the data of product, where we will be storing the user's credential, right? So for that particular purpose, we have introduced a Mongo or kind of database. And you will be thinking that why only MongoDB has been selected as this particular database with working as MERN Stack. Why not other? Why not Redis? Why not SQL? Right? So why only MongoDB has been selected to work with MERN Stack? It can be Redis, it can be SQL, it can be anything. Why only MongoDB? That means there was a compatibility issue. So when we were dealing with JS, or for that instance, let's take in the previous time, what we were dealing, the kind of data we were dealing was structured. That means, for example, there was a predefined structure of the data that only that kind of data will be coming into my database. In the previous website like Wikipedia's and something like that, there was a predefined data structure, predefined data set, predefined schemas of the data that will be coming onto my database. So that was very easy to handle, right? But nowadays that we are dealing in this 20th century, the data is inconsistent. Why the inconsistency? Data can be of any type. Password can be alphanumeric. Username can be alphanumeric, right? Email can be alphanumeric, right? So data is very inconsistent. So to deal with this inconsistency, we require a database which can update the schema, which can adjust their nature according to the data itself, right? So for example, uh, before SQL or before any other database, we don't have that functionality or flexibility to modify the schema in the real time. But when come into MongoDB, the MongoDB came into picture, it provided the flexibility that you can write your own schema. Schema means structure. So for example, if you are having a username, user having email, password. So username can be a string alphanumeric. So before NoSQL, that is MongoDB, so there was a predefined structure. So what if that current data is not fulfilling that criteria, right? Think, what if that previous data was not fulfilling this criteria, that is SQL. So we have the requirement that we should have the ability to modify this structure dynamically. That means before data arrives, I can write my own structure. That password will be alphanumeric, username will be string, email will be string, like that. So for that particular purpose, MongoDB was giving us that feature. So MongoDB is NoSQL database that used collection to store data, right? And it provide us the flexibility to write our own schema dynamically, that we can utilize and we can kind of revamp the schema according to our need, according to the data that is coming in current situation. So, and the second part is the methodology that we are writing to connect server from the database. We should have a compatible language. So JavaScript and Node.js was the finding the best compatible partner as a database that can be easy to connect and easy to handle or easy to maneuver. So MongoDB provided the functionality that I'll provide you the driver named as Mongoose. So they provided the driver Mongoose, and in Mongoose there are predefined functionality like mongoose.schema, mongoose.models, and mongoose.connect. These are popular keyword, popular methodology to get connection between the servers and database, right? So why Node.js and why backend has picked MongoDB as their compatible partner due to few features. First one is the best one is the dynamic schema writing, that you can utilize and you can change the schema dynamically, right? So that was that for MERN, that means MongoDB, E for Express, R for React, and N for Node.js. And why it is in trend? Again, I'll repeat why it is in trend. So let me put my stats because I'm also having experience. I have tested that particularity of JavaScript. I have been working on JavaScript from past 4 to 5 years now, right? And I'm training a student in JavaScript as well. So I understand the perspective of JavaScript in the industry and the student careers as well. So about 78% of the current startups, and which pays a huge amount, that pays a huge amount in the salaries, which nowadays generally students targets, that after BTech, after BCA, I'll target a startup. Why startup? That you will be getting responsibility. In big fours like Mang Fang, in these kind of company, you works on a predefined feature to revamp that feature and to debug this particular feature or enhance that feature. But in a startup, there is no predefined role. One day you can be a front-end developer, other day you will be writing APIs, and the third day you will be writing backend as well. So why student or why nowadays Gen Z kids are choosing startup to work to start their career? That they pay you a huge amount. First thing first, money is important. And second thing, you get the diverse role. You get the diverse taste of the industry. So one day you will be writing front end, one day you will be writing back end. So you gather all the kind of perspective in the industry. So 78% of the startup current in India or in abroad use MERN Stack or JS as a primary language for their MVPs. That means product. So whenever they want to build a product using any technology, they 78% of them prefer MERN Stack. Why? Why MERN? Because it is very easy to maneuver, easy to learn, and easy to change. Because JavaScript is very flexible, right? Then 62% of revamped system. That means previously the system was written in different language. Now they are revamping that, they are rewriting it, and these kind of systems are being written in JavaScript or React. The front end is being done in React. So 62% of the revamped or reboot system has been written in JavaScript or MERN Stack. And 52 to 55% of big companies like Meta and Instagram, Snapchat, or Pinterest, and many other companies, Uber, PhonePe, these kind of companies that is very large in the industry, very large industry, using Munstack or any one language in the Munstack to utilize or to write their application. So look at these numbers. These are the more than one third, right? 78% out of 100 is a large number. That's why it is in trend, because it pays a huge amount. It is flexible, easy to learn, and if you are learning a MERN Stack, that means you are a combination of four technology. In MERN Stack, you can write front end using React, you can write database using MongoDB, and you can write servers using Express and Node.js functionality. So that's why this MERN Stack is popular. Now, for example, if you are just 12th pass, or you have just about thinking about to enroll into a BTech or BC or any diploma into, and you want to gather input that how I'm going to learn this particular technology in my BTech or BCA. For that particular purpose, that let me show you that thing that I have, brochure I have. This is a program that is been associated with Geeks for Geeks, right? The BTech program with Geeks for Geeks, where, so if you don't know what is, it doesn't make a point or make a sense that you don't know about Geeks for Geeks. So if you are a student looking for technology, running into tech, at any point of your life or your time, you have searched any article on Geeks for Geeks. You have done that. Mark my word. In my career as well, as I was passing my 12th, coming into the graduation, and fun fact, I am also graduated from LPU, right? Okay, I was also a Virtu. Okay, so for that particular thing, the go-to resources were Geeks for Geeks, because it is very easy to kind of target and very easy to find relatable content about tech. So before Geeks for Geeks came into picture, it was just an article or kind of Sandeep sir was just writing article, kind of blog website. But later on that part, we have moved on to the article, then live classes. Now currently we are into the 5 to 6 major cities like Pune, Hyderabad, and Bangalore and Noida itself, running centers for the training program. And in this new collaboration, we have participated and we have collaborated with LPU to provide the that particular training into a degree program, that is BTech. So why you are choosing and why you should go with this particular program, that you want to learn MERN Stack or any other technology with the collaboration with Geeks for Geek, because we are into that industry for so long, from 2008-9. So we understand the nerves of the industry. So we prepare candidates, we teach students that relevant content that is been in the industry for current or situation or trend. So, right. So this particular BTech program will be collaborated with Geeks for Geeks. Majority of the subject and the majority of the trending technology will be taken care by the Geeks for Geeks itself, and where from the Geeks for Geeks mentor will be traveling and mentor, one of the best mentors coming from the industry will be teaching you for this particular BTech program, where you will be learning like MERN Stack, Node.js, computer networks, fundamental, or Java programming and Python programming, or any other programming language that is been trending, that is been asked in the industry. No kind of deprecated technology will be taught in this particular program, right? And talking about this particular feature of the program, I believe Neha ma'am will be highlighting the point. I'll just go through those point once. So you will be getting GFG premium. And what is GFG premium? You will be getting more than 50 plus industry relevant courses with that particular GFG premium. So you can unlock them one by one. When you want to learn Java, you can unlock that, right? Then, as we are in the industry, we provide them the complete interview preparation. That means we understand, we take mock interviews, we give them the industry relevant project, live projects to work on. Then they get the exposure of the industry, that is very easy. Then it became very easy to crack the industry, because they are been in the touch with the industry mentors, industry working professionals for so long. So they feel like they are in industry, and when they encounter interview, they can give their exposure like in such a manner they will be in the industry in the short manner, right? Then the third feature is job board. We are having our job platform specifically for the Geeks for Geeks candidate and the student that we are collaborating with LPU. They will be getting job listing from our partner as well. We are also collaborated with multiple partners, HR partner. They will be sending us the opportunity and getting privileged. We will be providing those particular opportunity to LPU's candidate, which will be collaborated with Geeks for Geeks. So you will be directly, exclusively getting those opportunity to, apart from LPU. LPU is also providing companies to sit in the placement, right? But apart from that as well, we also providing the particular feature. And the most interesting one is on ground hackathons. So why hackathon is important? Hackathon, currently in my experience, I have kind of been judged in more than 30 plus hackathon, including Google Cloud as well. And I have also participated more than 10 plus hackathon as a student in my LPU career. And unfortunately, I have only won two, three. But the exposure I get, the main purpose of uh, introducing hackathon, that is getting exposure. So in hackathon, every semester you are having hackathon, right? So in hackathon, for example, Google Cloud, Oracle, Adobe, these companies represented will come, give you the problem statement, and using your technology and utilizing their resource, you will find a solution. So that doesn't surely give you the surety that you will find the solution. But in that 2 hour, 4 hour, or 12-hour hackathon, you will be getting that exposure that you cannot get into the classroom, right? So that means you will be listening, you will be participating with multiple domains candidate, you will be collaborating with multiple teams, you will be realizing what kind of solution they are thinking. The mindset totally shift when you attend hackathon. And apart from those hackathons, we also conduct webinar like this particular session is going on, that why MERN Stack is in trend. So like those kind of session will be also delivered to you on the weekly basis and the monthly basis as well, in offline and online as well, to give you that industry project experience and what is going on to the industry for so long, so you can have the relevant information, you can have the concurrent information, that what I need to prepare, what technology is in trend, what should I learn, and what should I update in my resume, that when I sit in the placement, things goes easy, right? So that will be it from my side. Now over to Nayata ma'am, and Nayata ma'am will be highlighting the some other points that is also been covering in this particular collaboration. Over to you, Nayata ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Vikas. Right. So we have discussed about MERN Stack, right? Why it is in trend. Now I would be discussing about the highlights about the program that we are offering in full stack software development with Geeks for Geeks. So the as Vikas has already told that we are offering here, the students are getting the GFG premium, right? These premium courses, if you we say it is offering that courses will be providing you the opportunity to scale up, right? Like the number of courses that you are going to study there, for every course, right? Whichever course, the GFG premium you would be getting. For example, there is a course named as complete interview preparation. So when you will be in the third year, right, when your placement is going to start, before that you would be given that course so that you could work with your placements, right? If I talk about the curriculum, in the curriculum, apart from the basic subjects, the Geeks for Geeks curriculum include all the subjects that are the part of placements plus the MERN stack. As the name itself suggests, if you see, it is full stack software development, right? So if we say it is full stack means, as Vikas has already discussed, that your MERN front end and back end plus software development means you will be learning data structures in depth, the competitive coding. You might have heard about the platforms like Geeks for Geeks and right, like Lead Code, where the students are solving the contest. Right? So it would be a great opportunity for you to work with FANG companies, because the first criteria, whenever you are going for a placement, the first criteria is to clear the test, and the test is totally based on data structures, right? So if we say, if you want a highly lucrative packages, so this is a complete package for you. Means if you have interest in full stack, right, freelancing, you can do freelancing also, because website making, so for websites obviously you need a MERN stack, right? So for website making also, freelancing is the best option, right? You can earn. Plus, um, if we talk about in this program, we are offering seed money to the students. So what is the seed money? The university is offering some money to the students, those who want to be an entrepreneur. Means the university is giving students a chance where the students are going to make the projects and the evaluations would be there. Now, the based on that, we'll be providing the money to the students so that in they could inculcate that money, they can utilize that money for the promotion also, that whatever project they have made, so that this, so if they want to go with entrepreneurship, that is also a good option. So if we see, the student is getting every opportunity. If he is going to opt for this BTech, he can go for a freelancing, he is getting a good pack, he can get a good package also in the FANG companies or any other companies that are offering a very good package. Plus that person can be an entrepreneur also. As a university, the university itself is providing the opportunity for an entrepreneur. Apart from that, we are offering hackathons, right? Like if we talk about in a semester, every month we are going to conduct an activity. First activity would be a webinar, then we are going to conduct guest lecture, then uh, your workshop, hands-on workshop, and then we have a hackathon that is going to be get conducted in every semester for the students. So it's a great opportunity for the students to get participated. Now coming to the placements, like for the first batch, it is already passed out for this particular BTech, and the highest package that the student has scored is for 40 lakhs per annum, and the average package basically lies between 9 to 10 lakhs. Average means the beginning package a student is scoring is basically 9 to 10 lakhs. So it's up to the student now that how much he does the efforts and how and or grab the package. So we'll be providing you each and every opportunity. Now it's up to you how you can grab that. So it's all. Thank you. It's all from my side. So if you have any questions, you can ask.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vikas Kumar and Ms. Nahita Patania. Can we take the questions now? Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for
sure.
giving me a chance to address your questions. Now let's start with Gurpreet's question. Gurpreet is asking here, what makes MERN Stack a top choice for aspiring full stack developers in today's tech landscape?
That's a good and common question asked by the student. So the first choice, why is Munstack is the first choice for the student and the developers itself? That agility that I already talked about, the flexibility that Munstack gives you as a developer, that you can utilize in such a way that you can write one function in a current manner, but when you are utilizing it into the other way as well, that particular function can be written into different manner. And that particular agility of that particular tech stack makes that tech stack unique and very popular in FANG companies like Meta and Uber, like the big companies. And in the student era, the learning curvature, this particular technology is very easy to learn. It can be difficult for some student, but it varies with the learning curvature. But a student which is average kind of putting efforts, it is very easy to learn. That's why it is very popular that you can build a scalable application using the combination of those technologies.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vikas Kumar. I hope, Gurpreet, you got your answer from our today's expert. So, Radhika is with us. Radhika is asking, what does mastering the MERN Stack empower you to build scalable and modern web applications?
Yes. So mastering Monstack will give you the leverage to build web applications. Like, as I already in the previous question I have addressed, that Meta solve its big problem of ghost messaging problem. If you don't know, ghost message problem is something that in the previous version of Facebook, when we were reading notification, that notification number was not decreasing in the current time. So that was the problem known as ghost messaging problem that was solved by the Meta using React.js. So if that particular big companies like Meta can leverage this particular tech stack of React to solve that problem, and the agility that I talked about, that you can build scalable web application, and using that React Native, you can also build mobile application. So using only one framework or library, that is React.js, you can build mobile application and web application both.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vikas Kumar and Ms. Nahita Patani. I hope, Radhika, you got your answer from our today's expert. If anyone have any questions regarding the admissions, they just write on us at admissions@lpu.co.in. And you can do WhatsApp chat with us. Our WhatsApp number is 985256900. I'm repeating the number. It's 985256900. And once again, thanks to our today's expert, Mr. Vikas Kumar and Ms. Nahita Patania. As we come to the end of this webinar, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our experts for sharing their valuable insights and expertise with us. Your presence, enthusiasm, and active participation have made this experience truly special. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information for better decision making regarding admissions. If anyone wants to access this webinar again, they can visit our website, that is lpu.in or can be assessed on YouTube also. Stay connected with us for future webinars. Until we meet again, with the permission of my seniors, I would be signing off this webinar. Take care and goodbye. Have a great day.